It's time for a Farside Chat. And I was out there, if you have not, I'm going to get right into the gist of the chat today. And I'm going to bring you up to date on some things that has happened. But down on the comment section down there, you know, you're there in front of the computer right now. What I would suggest is get a cup of water. You want to drink your water, a lot of water every day. And but what I just was going to throw that out there as part of that hygiene series, and some comments that I got back on the vinegar douche. So far, it's favorable, and I suspected it would be. And but down on the comment section, and go ahead and subscribe. A cool dude today about some Latin, a couple of stories in Latin, and I'm going to follow up on that. And but I had a comment or two about the bandana. And it really surprised me that you would pick up on the significance of the bandana. And I know the girl that she liked to pee in the yard, and she was me and her was cool. She was my sweetheart in the younger days, and the girl really liked to pee in the yard, but she would come over to the house, and after dark, and she didn't like to pee in the dark, but she wanted to pee in the yard. So I would take the flashlight out there and watch her pee. Well, what the bandana part of that is, her mother worked up there at the shirt factory, and on the way home from school every day, that girl would stop by where her mother worked at, and they made these bandanas. You can smell of it, and sometimes you can still smell her pee on the bandana, because she always brought one home every day, and when she take a pee, well, I've washed this bandana hundreds of times. I mean, it's a very good one. I've got several of them. Sometimes it's reminiscence, if you know what I mean. I'm sure this is going to invoke a small mind movie. Go ahead. But I was there, done that. And, but every time the girl would take a pee, sometime later, a little circle of flowers would grow right there where she took the pee in the yard. And all of the women that are her girlfriends up at the school, they always called her, you know, if I asked about her, they would say, "Oh, you mean the girl that pees in the yard?" I said, "Yeah, everybody knowed it." And, but the other part of the story, beside of the sweet smell on the bandana after all of these years, is her father works at the seed factory. She would stop by and see him on the way home from school, and she wore them tight-fitting jeans. And they were appreciated by all. And that's another thing, girls. There's nothing wrong with a pair of tight-fitting jeans. You know, the next time you see me, try to have them on. And if you want to, just come on up and say something. We do need to make contact. And I've made contact with a few people this week. Got some calls, made some calls. I've done a couple of things in the last few days that was, very few things amazes me. And I've done a couple of things this week that amazed me. A couple of things happened to me. People done something for me, you know. And, I mean, the incident at Walmart, I mean, that's all cool, you know. I always have the bandana to fall back on. I just hope you can visualize that little scenario I just throwed out there to you. And enough to make a comment down on the bottom line. I know you got some memories like that evoke back on an old childhood sweetheart. But this one peed in the grass and made flowers grow, so she was unique. And I've still got these in remembrance. Everything's cool. If you was to happen by one chance to be getting this Farside Chat, everything's cool. Well, past that, I was tipped off to a couple of articles. Latin was discussed, and a couple of well, I asked for some, I quizzed a dude with some questions, and just to see what the feedback was from a different era, and the questions, the answer I got back was to this is going to be the word for today, affirmative. This has just been, the last few days has just been that my sheet of plywood for each day this week has been on the level. My ball made it all the way to the end of the plywood. A couple of days, the hole in the plywood moved around on me, and I just thought any minute it was going to be all over for that day, if you know what I mean. And it didn't work out. So the plywood's been the plywood has been pretty level this week, if you know what I mean. And but anyway, I just wanted to tell you about the girl that peed in the yard and made the flowers grow, and everything's cool. And a couple of words, something where I left you some stuff to do, and I'll follow right along with you. And I do have some more crap I'm going to tell you. And I mean, if you got something to get back to me, leave a comment down there. Go ahead, make your web page. Go ahead, it's a cool thing to do. Farside Chat. Bye, y'all.